Welcome to our Thursday question and discussion with our Venerable Khenpo Tenzin on our Path to Awakening series. We will begin this session in our Yellow Garchen Buddhist Institute prayer book. We will do the refuge prayer and the four immeasurables, page 4 and 5. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Hello, Tashidele. Hi. Nice to see you all. So today, first I would like to listen your questions. So, who is first? Please raise your hand. Raise up your hand. Yes, Misha. Delay. Your. Oh yeah. Delay. I can't. Okay. We can't hear you.
Sorry, go ahead, try again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for the technical help.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Khenpo. I have a couple of questions. Would it be better to ask one and let others go, and then I could ask another one, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice.
Excellent. Thank you.
You are welcome.
My first question is about bodhisattvas on the first bhumi. In the talk,
Uh-huh.
you said bodhisattvas are so happy when they need to do things for others.
Uh-huh.
In the sutras, it says bodhisattvas need to be busy and have many responsibilities for the sake of others.
Uh-huh.
They should be much less busy and have far fewer responsibilities for themselves.
Yes.
So I would like more clarity on that. Does that mean that those bodhisattvas naturally want to take on responsibilities from others, but they're too busy and they shouldn't be that busy?
Oh, yes. Very good. Thank you for a very nice question. The Bodhisattvas who reached the first Bhumi, they are so happy because they have uh, opportunity to help others, because they always pay attention how to help others, and they don't care whether this object of helping is humane or not humane, and large number of people or small number of people, they don't care, even though for the sake of one person they can dedicate their life, entire life. And then in the Mahayana uh, Sutra, it says, as you mentioned, this Bodhisattvas need to be busy for others. That means they do everything for the sake of others. Even not only for teachings. Bodhisattvas' responsibility is not only for teachings, their works for others. Even though if they want to sell something and they want to buy something, they want to make clean, or they directly or indirectly their works a lot. Then the uh, uh, so sometimes bodhisattvas being as a servant. Perhaps you heard that some Tibetan master who is Zapatu Rinpoche. He was so famous and wonderful uh, bodhisattva, but he helped only one grandmom. He wasn't uh, real his grandmom, because he is not her relatives, but then he helped her. He helped her to uh, take the what is called the urine, because that grandmom cannot work outside, so she stay inside, and then he help her to take out her urine, and then this pot bring back inside. In Tibetan, Tibet don't have bathroom inside, of course, at that time especially. So count of this way, they uh, work so hard for welfare mothers and human beings, and of course he don't did not do only that job. He did a lots of things, even though he write lots of these teachings, and uh, he also taught a lot, and then he meditated. In order, anyhow, he was extremely busy for welfare mothers and human beings. But then for oneself, it is depending mind. So bodhisattvas, they uh, don't expect for benefit for oneself. Many bodhisattvas, they only wish mm, all mothers and human beings become Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, or their wishes, their uh, rebirth in the pure land, and so on. But they themselves, if they want to birth, rebirth in the hell realm or lower realms, they don't care. That means they don't expect, oh, I'm going to become Buddha. I mean, there's different types of bodhisattvas and different ways of practice of bodhicitta. So anyhow, whenever they help others and they don't expect for themselves.
Thank you.
You-
That helps me understand more that first part of it, and I still don't understand the statement about they need to be less busy.
Oh yeah, less busy. Less busy means, it, of course, they need to eat. They need to drink. Otherwise, they cannot alive because they take life of this human body. That's why they have to cook or they have to eat. At that time, they spend their time for eating and drinking. So this is, for example, for whole day they help others, but they spend 1 hour or some 2 hours for the sake of themselves. So kind of this is less busy for oneself. They spend more hours for others, but still higher bodhicitta practitioners, they they eat and drink. This is also for the sake of others. They can transform through for motivation. Our mind is like a light, so we make different colors with this power light. Similarly, they can actually they eat and they drink for themselves, but their motivation is totally uh, bodhicitta. That's why they still work for others.
Okay, I think I understand. So the part of being, they need to be very busy in service for others, but the part of being less busy is that they need to take care of themselves, the human vessel, the mind, so that they
Yes.
can continue to be of service for others.
Mhm.
Otherwise, the body will wither and die, and then no more service, at least in that lifetime. Is that kind of it?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
exactly.
excellent. Now I
Perfect.
understand. Thank you very much, Khenpo.
You are so welcome. Thank you. Very good question. Thank you. Okay, next. Anyone ready to ask? Or Misha will continues. I think Misha, you do first.
Okay, am I
Thank-
still, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is on the 37 practices of Bodhisattva.
Mm-hmm.
So verse 36 was the one that says, in brief, wherever you,
Yes. In brief.
yes, verse 36, in brief, wherever you are and whatever you are doing,
Mm-hmm.
always examine the state of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Act to accomplish the purpose of others through constant mindfulness and awareness. This is the way of a bodhisattva. So part of that then for a bodhisattva would mean that part of accomplishing the purpose, I don't understand clearly, but something like bodhicitta, it's serving others, that the bodhisattva would maintain constant mindfulness and awareness. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then may I add a second piece?
Say again.
Add a second. Verse 2. Attachment to loved ones churns like water. Hatred for enemies rages like fire.
Mm-hmm.
In the darkness of ignorance, one forgets what to adopt and what to avoid.
Uh-huh.
Abandon your homeland. This is the way of a bodhisattva.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this speaking to, it's not literally abandon your loved ones or your homeland, but to release attachment to them, like to a nation, to relinquish your allegiance to the nation, because now you are serving the purpose of enlightenment, the purpose of Buddha nature, something like that?
Yes, in this case, actually, it said the one forget what to adopt and what to avoid. This means actually the in the ancient masters, they were spending their times in the solid place. Many of temples, if we research a little bit in Tibetan monasteries, the most of monasteries are in the forest or top of a mountain or very solid place. So this is actually, we have Abhidharma Kosha, whose teachings it is has a very detailed how far we need monasteries and why we call it monasteries, and then that they are, even though they started from the over 1 inch, and then what is called this one, then this they started to count from 1 inch, and then they, you, how to say, they, anyhow they say, for example, uh, uh, where we have to establish monasteries. So that means they they spend a lot in the solid place. It has also sometimes a benefit that is sometimes our circumstance are very important, the way of our practice. When we stay in solid place, then we have less these defilements, less afflictive emotions and so on, because less conditions about these. And then so the for that reasons, many monastics, they practitioners, they spend their time in solid place. But the thing is, here what we have to understand is, of course, we cannot give up our house and home suddenly, immediately. So that's where the best way is grasping. Our real in the samsaric home is grasping. Nirvana home is bodhicitta. So we have to keep distance, over grasping. So that's where it is related. Your first question in the 36th verse. You always watch it, your mind. That means if my mind is the grasping, egoistic mind, at that time I have noticed. And then in this, exactly this second verses, it says we have to reject this grasping. The reason we have to reject grasping is grasping is the cause of suffering. So what we know what we don't need is suffering. And then if we try to reject suffering, but still we have a cause of a suffering, that's where it continually occur. So that's why we have to reject grasping. And if we rejected the grasping, then if we invite sufferings, there's nothing any suffering will occur. So that's where this it says that. But of course, the whether we stay in the town or we stay in solid place, the principle is we try to reduce egoistic mind. So this meaning is that. Thank you. Very good question.
Thank you. Thank you. And when you say a solid place, do you mean a steady place or a place in solitude or both of that?
Oh, I said solid, right? Solid. Solid means kind of hard things. Oh.
Yes, solid, steady.
Solitary.
Solitary. Okay.
Solitary.
Understand. Which may also be very solid.
Yeah, sometimes it's well possible because the monastery is established on the mountain rocks. Just
yes, very solid.
Yeah, that's a very solid word. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
My mistake. Thank you. When I answered, please, if I use like this, kind of these words, please, you suddenly tell me, okay? And then you become my teacher. So it's helpful. Thank you. Yes. Next. Yes, Jay.
Hello, Khenpo. So I apologize. I listened to your talk, and I'm watching a young child, and so so the question may not be complete. You may have said something with that, but thank you. So and thank you for making the Dharma fun, because I love the laughing over the 4 legs.
Today also you can laugh again. I said solid, right?
Yeah, well, no. So I translate when you talk, I automatically translate. So but yeah, for the 4 legs, I knew what you meant on that too. So but it was pretty funny because Billy must have been laughing the whole time. So
yeah, he continuously. That's where then Billy leads my laughing. Then I couldn't stop it.
Yeah, it was, but it makes it fun because most of the Dharma masters are very extremely serious, and it made it very light and joyful and fun. So thank you very much for that. My question is, so is there a reason to understand the past and all of or it seems to me that where I'm at on the path is not what's important. What's important is that I'm on the path. So how much of the detail of each one of the paths is it important to keep? Yeah, like to keep in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a very good question. Thank you. It is the 2 ways important thing. The principle is we have to arise this path, and when we arise this path, we should realize ourselves. If we realize ourselves, what is this, and then we can quickly improve. Kind of, for example, if we are reaching on the we reached on the first path and we noticed it, and then we can quickly improve development for second path. And the thing is, it's when we are practicing, sometimes we have two kinds of obstacles. These obstacles are sometimes the first is externally we have seen different things, we heard different sounds and something like that. So that's why if we are with our guru, and then suddenly we can ask, oh, I have that experience, what is this? And then guru pointing out, oh, this is that, so you keep going. Oh, this is you should go another way, this is something like this. So they will pointing out. And if we are not with guru, and then we have kind of these experiences, and sometimes it's very possible we are misunderstanding. So that's where then we follow these continuously through the overfeeling and so on. For that reasons, sometimes we it will possible make some mistakes. Through this way, if we notice the which realization, all the path and the bhumis are the realizations. So we understand which part right now we have, and then we can avoid these external obstacles. And then internal obstacles also, when we arise kind of these obstacles, then we suddenly notice this. Oh, this is exactly obstacle of this way. Sometimes we are practicing Dharma, even though our mind is in the Dharma, we think we are practicing Dharma, but sometimes in Dharma has different layers. So if we practice through the dualistic perception, and then we have to know, oh, I'm practicing Dharma, but I'm practicing Dharma with dualistic thinking. That's why I'm going to practice Dharma in non-dual, because the practicing of Dharma in non-dual, this result will never ending. You know, we have to notice some qualities of this. For that reason, then I have to progress this way, something like that. So anyhow, the best thing is if we notice these bhumis and paths one by one, it is wonderful. Because Nagarjuna, who is the second Buddha, real second Buddha, came to in this world, because Buddha already said, after I passed away 400 years later, one monk coming, his name, first name is this, and then after he took another name, it is Nagarjuna. So then he will do my teachings like that and this, you know. So he said that these 10 bhumis and the paths. So we have these realizations, then our view of Dharma is very certain, very clear. So then in the future, some obstacles, those any kind of, for example, some, if, I mean, it may not possible, but if some it's very possible, some teacher are little bit kind of non-virtue activities, you know, they mislead. If we met like this, then there is no chance to cover our wisdom by these views, you know. So that's where there are some benefit.
Yeah. So they help one with discerning. So discerning, you know, as okay, in a number of things, and in finding a spiritual friend, or okay, and in just being and understanding the middle way that Nagarjuna was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
These help in that, just because I've read the middle way stuff and it was like mind blowing. It was like, oh, but these kind of narrow it down to what we call highlights to make it easier to chew on. I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they came from Nagarjuna.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You helped me now. I can make it clear more. So Nagarjuna's middle way, he taught about emptiness. So
Yes.
usually emptiness has different understandings. Someone heard emptiness, they are shocked. That means they thought emptiness means it's zero, nothing. So this is totally misunderstanding emptiness. And sometimes I think many practitioners have this experience when gurus teach, and then we are in the meditation, and then, for example, they taught emptiness, and then we start to visual meditate step by step from head to neck and all the torso and the thighs. Everything's are like we see them, but it seems like a glass. Otherwise, usually we look at the overhand. It is like some object appears, and then it's still we can see behind of something. But when we meditate on emptiness, it looks like we looking through glass, very clean, pure glass. We see behind, inside, everything. Like kind of this experience is also the realization of emptiness. But then sometimes we think, oh no, I am the really stage of emptiness. I'm a very good practitioner or something like that. And then we have to know more details. Sometimes we think, oh, this is exactly that. Beyond there has nothing to understand. But still there is something, right? So so like that. That's where we have to understand. This is important too. Thank you. Very
Can
nice.
I ask one more?
Absolutely.
But Nagarjuna, when we do dedications, we never mention Nagarjuna's name.
In the dedication?
Yeah, in the dedications. When we do dedications, Nagarjuna's name isn't there.
Yes. This is in this short dedication. I think in the English, I did not see it, but we have this Nagarjuna and those dedications. We have a special dedication about it made by Nagarjuna, and sometimes some dedication inside of their Nagarjuna's name. You are right. We don't have this in this short dedication part. If I think I did not see it yet.
Okay. I'll just add it.
Thank you.
When I do our dedications.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Goli, you are raise your hand, right?
Hi, Khenpo. Thank you.
So thank you.
I was wondering, in your talk, you said that we have to know the suffering of suffering, and that suffering is suffering. Sorry.
No.
You said suffering is suffering. And then you talked about how we generally don't understand the cause of suffering leads to suffering, and we adopt the causes of suffering, and then we suffer, but we don't understand that there was a reason. So and we hold on to those reasons. So but how is that knowing that suffering is suffering?
Oh yes. Suffering is suffering means in the Shantideva, he said, anything is impermanent, then this is suffering. So that means suffering means until now we are in the samsara, and we think, oh, my clothes makes me happy, and my kind of my these things makes happy, that things makes happy. We adopt a lot of things, But then if for example, I think that the clothes make happy. Actually, this is yes, it's a virtuous. But if it become dirt, I didn't wash it, and then smell come, and then that means also that makes something for me. And then mobile phones, for example, I buy new phone, expensive phones, and for example, Apple 6. I have Apple 6, and then uh, the Apple 7 comes. Then I think, oh, Apple 7 is wonderful. So then I spend all my money for this, and then I bought it. But I kept for a little while. Then I took a few pictures, and then it always filled to the brim, and then battery are easily gone, and then I'm angry with this, something like that. So for what we think they are good things, but they are impermanent. That's where they make sufferings. So these are really very important to know. So in this samsara, really where we go, whatever we do is really the sooner or later they become suffering. They become they bothers over mind, So that's we have to know. Then this is a very good method to lead renunciation of samsara. So then we notice, oh, now I'm going to liberate from samsara, something like that. Very good. Thank you. Very good question. Yes. Emily?
Yeah. Hi. Thank
Hi.
you.
You're welcome.
My question is about my relationship with my root guru. So I used to live with my root guru, and now he is 92. And even when I was living with him, I was always very afraid that he will pass to parinirvana. And I'm very afraid of not having a connection with him in future lives because of negative karma, because I don't know my karma. And instead of that feeling motivating me to practice more, to realize the inner guru and have that connection, strengthen that way, all I feel is like just scared all the time. And then it makes me feel discouraged and worried. And so actually creating negative karma because of fear, and I want to feel a genuine trust that my mind and my root guru's mind are inseparable. And he has told me this before and said the Lama's blessing doesn't know any distance. Mm-hmm. But even though I want to feel this feeling and trust, because I think it will help me feel confident, and then I can practice with that confidence and trust, and that will purify all this negative karma that I'm afraid of or create positive karma. Mm-hmm. To have this continuous connection, I really just feel fear, and it just makes me cry and feel helpless and tired. And I would like you to give some advice about how can I help myself so that I really feel I can relate to my teacher in a different way, so that it motivates me to practice more instead of just feeling helpless and, creating some negative karma because of these feelings.
I will answer, but if you think I did not understand well, please you repeat your answer question. Yes, actually, this your mind, or thinking is a virtue. This is a virtue. You are right. This is a fear and worry, but this is not virtue of non-dual, but this is a virtue of the this. It's called the through dualistic perception. This is actually dualistic perception, but this is a virtue because the power of your love to the guru. That's where then guru's age is 92, so then you are worried about that and you are afraid about this. So even though you just appear your guru, that part is virtue. So karma is very subtle. For example, there is a flower. That flower is actually poisonous flower, but these petals, colors are beautiful. When we see, if we eat that, then this is a poisonous. So similar, that means karma is very subtle on the small object like this. So actually virtue, but of course we are we say means the wonderful practitioners. So we have to progress. That's why we don't want to worry. But then how to avoid this worry and fear is actually you already know. That's why you said that guru and your mind is same. So you are going to make effort on this thinking. Right now, this thinking is you have this thinking, this idea, experiences come in your mind, arise in your mind, but then your powerful thinking is dualistic thinking. So it leads your mind. That's why you should know. Just this morning I wrote on my notes. It's actually in the Dharma, in Buddha's teaching us. Hik means death. Yuk means living. Mangas, nothing. Nothing come, nothing go. Rangnang rangla zo. Rangnang means one's mind. Zo means it's always accomplished. Your guru is always accomplished in your mind. That is your natural state of mind is your guru. So then wherever you see this guru externally, this is in the relative truth. Just it will help you to remember your guru. So the reality of a guru is in your mind. That's where your guru has ageless, no age. In the relative truth, your guru is 92 age. So then you rejoice that, he was living for 92 years. How much he helped to mother sentient beings. So you should rejoice whoever has connect with him. It's really so wonderful. And then you decide, okay, my guru's external or relative path, he is 92 years old. But my faith, his blessing, my natural state of mind are indivisible or any time. So you strongly decide by yourself and you should progress through this way.
Okay, so you are saying I even though I have these strong dualistic thoughts, like the opposite thought, like that the relative truth is, fixated. I'm fixated on that. No, he's 92. I should also create the strong thoughts of the ultimate truth, like
Yes.
reminding myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's how I should practice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You have no. You don't worry about your fears and worry in the previous times. You worried and you fear. You don't think these are negative. These are not negative. Okay. Usually,
Okay.
fears and worries are the not good things, but it's depending with the circumstance and environment. That's why your case, this part are about guru. So it is related. I mean, it's combined bodhicitta. That's why it is not like a flower with poisonous. It is like a flower with medicine. That's why no worry. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, Rachel?
Hi.
Oh, yes.
In the last
Yes.
in the last question, in the last answer you provided, you were talking about samsara and impermanence of things. What if you have, isn't really the havingness? I mean, what if you have things and you don't care whether or not it's broken, or it doesn't bring you dissatisfaction or unhappiness? You wouldn't care if it burned up the next day or not. Is that a state of delusion then? Like being in samsara and feeling happy and not really caring whether or not your stuff is here or there, or if you have it or you don't? Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Can you help me?
Really?
Sorry. Worldly. Oh, yes. Oh.
You don't care about them. You don't care whether they break or not, or if you lose them or not. Like, they don't bring you suffering.
Uh-huh.
So you're talking about how having the things, like, they could bring suffering because of the impermanence of it. But what if you just didn't care about the impermanence of it and you're happy with it or without it? Like, it didn't. Is that like being in samsara and finding happiness in samsara? Is that what that means then? Is that like a delusional state?
Oh.
But you're not attached to it. You don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this in the way of the practice, we can be happy, for example, impermanent. So in the worldly activities are impermanent, but the things sometimes some serious situation occurs, or sometimes we are suffering. Still, we have to recognize or realize these sufferings are also impermanent. So we don't fixate it, and we don't grasp these sufferings. So if we notice these worldly things are impermanent, and then through this way we can improve our happiness. But then the thing is, what I understand from your question is, if we just use these worldly activities, we experience about the worldly activities, but we don't attach with this. That is your question, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, that is actually we are doing like that. We cannot reject immediately these worldly activities and these worldly things. For example, I cannot reject this microphone, right? I say, oh, this is relative truth, this is impermanent. So if I suddenly reject it, then I cannot answered the questions, so we don't want to reject them. First, we are going to before we reject these external things, we reduce internal fixations and internal graspings, and then if we start to reject outside things, it will be very easy. If we reject external things, and then sometimes if we cannot purify our mind, then it will possible sometimes regret.
I don't feel that way. Like I feel like I can reject the stuff outside me. I don't really care about it. But it's like I don't feel like regret. Like I don't feel like, oh, I got rid of that, so now I feel bad. I really need that or something. I don't know. It's like kind of feel like everything I have I can share with anybody, and it doesn't really bother me. So I'm wondering if I have. Go ahead.
You would like to reject everything?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an attachment to it. I have attachment to certain psychological states, like stuff I can't see. But like when it comes to like the external stuff, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yes, actually, this is depending the level of practitioners. Some practitioners have already on the higher levels reached on higher level. So in this case, in Bodhisattvas, they practice generosity, and there is one master who is his eminence Garchi Rinpoche's previous lives. I told him the Ayandeva. Somebody asked him his eyes, and he gave this eye, and how to say he gave anyhow he gave that eye. Yes, and then they step on the eye, right? I think that's an Ayadeva or some. I'm not clear. Anyhow, so then what I try to say is some bodhisattvas, they dedicate their organs, their everything, but they never regret. So they have a kind of this wonderful, powerful decision, the power of their bodhicitta. So if we are in this level, we reached on this level, then this worldly activities we can immediately reject. We stay in the solitude. Yeah, mountainside.
Solitary. Oh, solitary.
Solitary place, and just eat some the natural elements, and if we can do that, then that will be wonderful. But it's depending with the practitioners, right? If the main thing is inside. We have to purify, clean inside. Then outside is very easy to reject.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, wait. So you just said outside is easy to reject. I mean, isn't the internal state reflective of your outer state of what's happening outside you?
Outside means the object of 5 sins. Like smells, colors, and yes, taste, and all the these object of 5 sins that we can easily how to say reject. Reject means we don't want to throw in the garbage. We can.
There's no attachment to it, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, we will not attached, and we can give them someone who need it. Through that's where we are then become practitioner of generosity.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. Very nice. Oh yes. Anyone? Oh yes, Lydia.
Hello, Khenpo Tenzin.
Hello.
Hello,
Dele.
Tashidale.
Dele.
Well, my question is about Guru devotion. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. About Guru devotion, because well, remember the dream I had about the Guru Rinpoche, and then you gave an example about the ring and the hook, right?
Yes.
The I have another dream in that time in the past, and this dream, it was like I have nobody, and also I know Guru Rinpoche was there because I kind of like I feel from my heart I know he was there. He kind of said to me, hold on me, do not lose me, because if you lose me you can fall down. And I kind of like looked down, and it was very dark, completely dark. And then he said to me that down there is hell. So, and then next day I wake up and I kind of to start thinking about what the meaning of my dream, because it was very deep. So then I look for information about Guru Rinpoche and the Hell Ram, and what the meaning of origin means, and then it kind of helped me on my practice. So my question is, what I know, dreams are just dreams, right? And I heard from Garchen Rinpoche also said dream is just dreams, but sometimes I felt like dreams for me are not just dreams, they have power. And they also help me on my Dharma practice. And I have many other dreams that they help me. So what is your opinion about this? And what is the dreams on the Dharma? If you have any advice for me or something, can help me. Because I have many, many dreams. I wish I could share my dreams with you, but I know we have very short time. So what do you say about this? Please, thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you very much. It's very nice. Sometimes you, when we have time, we share about that. It's very nice. And yes, dream is the dream. Actually, we said as Garchen Rinpoche taught us, the dream is dream. This is in the Dharma often said. That is, it's depending, you know. When we are sleeping, then dream comes up, dream arises in our mind, and then, but we wake up in the morning, then that is then we call, oh, last night I got a dream. We don't say last night I see it, because still we say dream. Through this way, actually, we said dream is including illusion things, illusory things. But you are right. Sometimes the dream has, we can say two different things. Some dreams arise from illusory mind, deluded mind. But some dream is arise power of Dharma practice. So Malarepa and other these four masters, they got different dreams, and then morning they shared the Malarepa, Marpa. For example, Malarepa, he shared his dream to the Marpa. Then Marpa said, oh, exactly, that is this is that. He exactly said that. For that reasons, he happened that things. It says he got a dream like a higher snow mountain, and there was a snow line and something like lots of good dreams. Exactly, he what he got dreams, it happened. And before that happened, then Marpa said exactly, it will happen with you, it will happen, because you are the resource source of Kaju lineage. So that's why my answer is dream has two kinds. Dream comes from two different ways. One is comes from the power of Dharma. So I cannot say exactly that is this, but you shared this dream is wonderful, really wonderful. That's right. Uh, the uh, the even it was dream, but in the dream we got the Guru and Guru Rinpoche and other these Mahasiddhas. We dream. When we dream them, it purify our delusion in the sleeping. It purifies. So it is a fortune, and it is a very good dream. Sorry, it's a very good dream, and uh, it is the sign of purification. Purification. So that is a very good dream, and I rejoice that. And then you can do is its dream says, okay, I got like the it means your guru devotion should improve. Your guru devotion improve your you should improve your guru devotion. But you should improve your guru devotion. It does not mean you don't have that. It means it is increasing, and then you make effort, then it more increase. It's quickly and like a brilliant. So that's why it's a wonderful dream. Thank you.
I just want to add something
Uh-huh.
from dream. I just want to add something
Uh-huh.
because from those dreams, it brought me to Garchen Rinpoche.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I get to meet all of you and all other lamas, Lama Nima, Dorsin Rinpoche, Khenpo Sandu, and it was wonderful because it changed my mind and everything. I kind of understand what hell means and the causes to go to hell, and that's how I start my Dharma practice about a year ago. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. It's really whenever we dream is sometimes dream is also the imprint of daytimes over mind. So daytime we are very related about Dharma. So in the night we dream like that. That's a very nice dream, and thank you very much. Oh yes, Emily.
My question is about before I asked you for some advice because I started non-dual practice and then got very sick immediately, and so that I couldn't practice. And you gave some advice not to have attachment to good experiences and aversion to strange experiences. And because I had this strong experience and I was looking at my mind, I realized I have both of these very strongly. And even though my body and speech are generally very controlled, my mind is a little bit like a toddler when they fall or their mother leaves or something, really like just if anything happens, this good really attached, and anything happens that it finds strange, just really, really strongly reject, feels like distress. And I started to feel like that it was not helping to remind myself, oh, it's not, you don't have attachment. to things your mind likes or aversion to things it doesn't like, that would just make it stronger, and because then I would just end up having aversion to both the attachment and aversion. And so I think I'm kind of scared of my own mind in a way that's making the practice painful and it's draining my energy and enthusiasm. And can you help me to know how I can relax and practice joyfully? Because I remember once I listened to a Theravada Lama, and he said, don't look down on your klesas because they will laugh at you. And I feel like that's what's happening in my experience. And I'm worried that not only will I not practice if it gets very strong, but if it gets really, really strong like this, maybe I will abandon Dharma, depending if I'm not able to handle this.
Yes. Thank you very much. It's sometimes let us know this. If we take some very energetic medicine, it definitely recover from illness, but before it affects some part of our body, so that's where it's hurts, pain, something like that. That means it is a good sign. It is not bad sign. And it means we already commitment some non-virtues in previous lives. So now it's just time to purify them, and then still they are ready to reduce and purify. They try to disagree. That's why it happened. At that time, we have to keep strong the determination of Dharma. And then also there's a very good thing is when many Sangha shared me, they have attachment and aversion. I'm very positive in that when I heard that, because they are really practicing. That means they are really practicing. That's where they notice they have attachment aversion. If we don't practice, it's quite hard to see. For example, if I don't look at a mirror, then I can't see what is on my face. If I look at a mirror, then I see something. After I keep attachment or aversion, then it is depending my spiritual wisdom. So first level, this I have attachment aversion. This understanding part is really wonderful. So Buddha is not crazy, but first his teaching is, if we suddenly look at his teaching, he is, I'm sorry, it seems a crazy person, He said, oh, you should understand suffering. Then, oh, we are always suffering. Then stay, he said, we have to understand suffering. What is that? Something like that. So understanding is very important. That's why we always say attentiveness. The practicing attentiveness is very important. Practicing means we follow the attentiveness. We keep attentiveness. It's important. And then you understand that attachment, aversion, they arise in the mind. Then what should you do? There are many methods. Sometimes we can purify them through only watch them. For example, if my attachment arises in my mind, for example, my attachment is on someone, and then if I focus on that person, and then that person's action and his the some color, shape, and this way of speak, acting. If I see more, and then my attachment increase, then finally it's very difficult to conquer it. So that's where whenever arise my attachment, I just look at my attachment. So most attachment arise when we arise attachment, then the overwinds area of throat, they're gathering this area, so this chakra, and then that's where we more focus this attachment itself, and then attachment automatically getting loose, because when we start to watch at attachment is also related to winds. I will teach about the winds and channels next time. So then they are automatically separate. If they are separate, then their power, they have less power. So that's where just watch it. Watch through your breathing out and breathe in. Just watch when you breathe out, and then at that time you watch, breathe in, and then watch it. So they are impermanent. It's momentarily, it's arise and momentarily disappear. That's one way. Second way is you totally change the focusing. When your aversion arise, aversion is part of anger emotion. Anger emotion is when you arise anger emotion, your winds gathering at heart chakra. So that's where, what should you do at that time? Sometimes you visualize your guru between your eyebrows, very small one. Sometimes a syllable hong or white ah or something, you focus here, and then only you focus with these syllables, this area. So then this wind separate from different channels. That's where it will help you. And sometimes you think, I think you can do this way. You should think my real enemy is my attachment and aversion. You are my real enemies. So that's when, no, I'm ready to against you. How to do is, whenever attachment aversion arise, you come on your floor, start to prostrate, and you strongly clearly focus on the refuge field. Or if of course your physical condition, if you can't prostrate for many times or something, and then you the focus, you recite, you sit, and this is one thing. If your physical is good, please, you sit, you keep 7 meditation posture. This is a really great benefit. You cross your legs and your hand in hand, this left hand down, right hand up. That means you conquer these afflictive emotions. Palms joined together and keep it level, and just keep straight your body. This is principle. Keep straight. Lots of afflictive emotions will reduce. And then shoulders, eyes, these things are, we say, the 7 meditation postures. So, and then sometimes you supplicate Guru. This is Milarepa's special way of practice. When you have any afflictive emotions and obstacles arise, then you supplicate Guru, because Guru is the embodiment of all Buddhas. And so it definitely will help you. So whenever you arise, oh, I'm going to reject Dharma practice, whenever you arise that, you supplicate your guru, your root guru, okay? Thank you very much. Oh, yes, it's someone. Misha? Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I have another question. Thank you, Khenpo.
Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome.
Yeah, based on something I think it's was Jean said earlier. Well, I've been having a lot of experiences lately, and it seems to me from what you said, it would help me to have a guru to help me understand them and point me in helpful directions. How would I find a guru? How would I connect with a guru?
Oh, yes. Guru is Guru is you have to you listen from Dharma from different gurus, different spiritual teachers, right? So I think it's depending your devotion, where your which guru whom, right? Guru whom more increase your devotion, that is you keep that for your guru. This is external guru. Then internal guru is your mindfulness too. So, for example, you remember guru externally whose body or color or these clothes or something, and right after then you can practice your own practice. And whenever this, as I mentioned before, these obstacles arise, and you supplicate Guru, you are everything. You are the 3 times Buddha, because absolutely there was previous Buddhas, but I can't see now. Absolutely there were future Buddhas, but I can't see now. And then present Buddha, who is Shakyamuni, but he is 2600 years older than me. So now I see only you, because your speech is Buddha's speech, your body is Buddha's body, your mind is Buddha's mind, because your mind is compassion, bodhicitta, and wisdom. So your mind is Buddha's mind. Your speech is Buddha's speech, because what Buddha taught 2600 years ago, but exactly you are talking about that. You are teaching about this right now. And the future Buddhas also came here for benefit others. And then you are doing this. And also you are the Buddha's body, because Buddha's body means whose action is non-violence, benefit for others, not harms to others. That's why you are the Buddha. You have to think, and then who will lead more your devotion, then you keep that. So you look through this way.
Okay, thank you. I think I understood that to mean that part about an external guru is one who attending to their teachings would help increase my devotion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, who's? I thought someone raised hand. Is it? Or my hand? Oh yes, Emilius.
Yeah.
Emilius.
Yes. I have one more question. I know you mentioned that it's very good to keep a 7-point posture, especially straight spine. I don't know if you can answer this, but my spine, physical spine, not channels, I don't know about channels, but it's not straight. So my spine is, if you look on the x-ray, like a special film to show the bones, it's like this a little and twisted like this. I want to know if you know of any effect this might have on the winds and channels, or if it's no difference, no relationship.
It does not affect your keep straight your mind. So the straight means there everything's interdependence, interdependence. So your body sometimes this is not only you. Maybe I did not X-ray. Otherwise, it's possible my this straight. It well possible. I don't know, but you even though you don't want to cross your legs like this, it is only for method. Is you will not fall down if you sit on like a throne. If you are stay and it will not accidentally fall down. So this is like a fundamental. But it's depend your physical condition. You can stay on your chair or your and then these there are meditation question. So there are small piece this behind it later you should higher and then this the belly right and the you push little bit push in inside not outside. This is out, come forward like this and then this I think your these what is called bones maybe have a little bit. Otherwise your central channel has no problem. Your central channel is always certain always straight, so your mind will be straight. So that is no problem.
Okay, and then if sometimes I have pain sitting straight because the spine is not straight, so when I try to sit straight, it feels uncomfortable, and I lie down. Is there anything I should do to help keep better concentration, even though I'm lying down and can't keep this 7-point posture?
Yes. Oh yeah, this is don't make efforts to remain long term if you're so this is very sweet. I have a small experience about this. So when you first you sit like this, it starts to hurt your shoulders area behind of your shoulders. Wherever you hurts which part, you stop to meditate for something. Don't worry, you focus there and make relax. If sometimes it's possible like it's keep up too much here, that's where it's hurt, then it's you should relax. Before you do that, you have to actually you should watch by yourself. You stay like this and then you watch which part you keep very strongly. You stay normal, very normal. And if you think, oh, right now you keep your neck very strongly and then make loose, right? And then if your shoulders are very, how to say, pull up too much and you make relax. And then your waist and the hips between these connections have something also it's possible you keep very strong or something and you keep loose, very relax them. So you one by one skin and make it relax. And each time you don't keep for long, especially first time, around 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you can adjust your postures and you can stand up, and then there's a working meditation. Maybe you know that, right? Working meditation. You do this. They also help you to, when you're working meditation, you completely focus your your feet. So then your attention goes there. So your aversion and attachment they are how to say separate. So this also help. Thank you. Oh yes. Uh, Emily and Emilius. Uh-huh.
Touch the leg, Khenpo. I don't
Thank
really
you.
have any questions. I was just listening.
Oh, thank you.
But okay, I will have a question. I didn't start Nyundro practice from the beginning. I missed your transmission, and then I lost hope. Every Saturday came by, I felt sad. I didn't receive your first transmission, and I didn't try to come next Saturday or next Saturday. So I felt, I know Nyundro is very important, but I felt sad. I missed the first. And now I feel like self-sabotaging myself, so I don't show up.
Oh.
So please advise me and help me.
Oh, thank you very much for letting me know. Thank you. Do you have time to do Mudo, for example, if you have all these
Yes.
Mudos? Oh, you have time.
I have time, lots
Wow.
of time.
Wow, wonderful. Wonderful.
But I'm lazy, and I didn't take the first session with your transmission, and then I panic and I self-sabotage myself, and I don't show up Saturdays now because I feel uncomfortable. I was not there from the beginning.
Oh, so you don't have this order transmission, right? Uh-huh. Yes. I think I will. Actually, we have video. If you listen this, as Belly said, this all the teachings are there, right? Oh, very nice. In the video, so you can listen, and you can join this Saturday, since this Saturday. This is not you anyhow. You don't worry. The thing is, oral transmission is also remain in the video. So if you think still need personally, if you need, absolutely, we can phone connect, and I offer you this. And I deeply rejoice. So you can join. Still, first session is still related this next Saturday. So I will teach on there about refugee field and so on. That's why please welcome, and we do practice together. Thank you.
You're so kind. You made me cry.
Thank you very much.
I feel a resistance. I'm not sure if I'm sure you do understand what I say. It is, I want to practice, I want to become Buddha, and I feel a resistance.
Existence, that means you are very exciting?
No resistance.
Resistance, like something is
Obstacles.
in the front. Yeah, obstacle. I can move forward. I feel there. Something is there.
I see. Right. Thank you very much. It's very good to experience. So if we don't have, this is not only you, I think many practitioners has the same feeling. They have not suddenly, they do not wish suddenly become Buddha, but in this life, in this life, we are working, talking, eating, drinking, sleeping. So all 24/7 activities are related happiness. So all of these are related to happiness, and then we created different things. Oh, that makes happy, this makes happy, that makes happy. But finally, everything's are depending over mind. Everything's are depending over mind. So then we have to keep happy mind. For keeping happy mind is what is the best? The best is bodhicitta, compassion, and then the realizations. So that's why each and every day we keep happiness in the mind. This is related our practice. So why we are we need happiness? Because our natural state of mind is happy. It's joy, supreme joy, full of joy. So power of this, then it makes we expect some happiness. That's where we have to keep happy mind. For keep happy mind, I think in the way of Dharma practice, there are of course many ways. Among them, according to our Dharma practitioners, the Dharma is the really cause of happiness. So we will do practice together and increase our bodhicitta, and then this will bodhicitta accomplish our all wish. Thank you.
Tojiche, you're very kind Lama. I'm very honored.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you very much.
Amelia, do you have the ability to chat with me? Maybe you can give me email and just chat with me real quick, because I can send you the links if you are registered with our Nundro practice.
Yes, I can send you my email. I do have the all Nundro instructions. I received the email and
Amelia, we're here for you. I'm trying to chat with you too.
I love Buddhism very much, and I find for so many years I tried to find the path to become Buddha, and it is very difficult. It's very hard. I feel like I am blind, and I'm willing to become Buddha, but it's not easy. And I think I'm just disappointed to realize I'm weak. I'm trying to move forward, and I don't have yet the skills yet. So I kind of observe that. I can see it. I'm weak. I want to raise as Buddha, but I am blind. I don't have the practice, the training this lifetime. I went from temple to temple, from Lama to Lama, willing, trying. And today I'm 50 and I'm crying because I'm running out of time, I feel like.
Wow. Oh, I understand. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Today is my birthday.
Oh, today is your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Long life. Happy life. May you find Buddha as soon as. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You are right. We all try to. This is who said that? Gamboba said that. Same like that, Gamboba. He searched Buddha for lots of ways, but then finally he got Buddha from Milarepa. So how to get Buddha? He got Buddha from Milarepa. Ordinary mind is Buddha. Milarepa said that ordinary mind is Buddha means if we notice the ordinary mind, we are meditate on ordinary mind. First, this experience is well relaxed, peace, and then slowly we progress this, and then this the joy, happiness arise from this realization. Then we try to receive happiness and joy from the kind of different drink and different eatings and something, but this ordinary mind, the realization of this ordinary mind, if we arise happiness and joy, this is the real supreme joy. So now what we have to do is more meditate. This part you said that is really a very good teaching. Actually, many people try to find Buddha. That's where they join from many monasteries, follow many gurus. It's really not only in this practitioners did a lot. That's where then finally they noticed is they really find guru from their guru's instruction, and the guru is always in our mind. This is we have to realize. For realizing this, then we have to purify. For realizing this Buddha nature, we have to purify something. That's where we are practicing preliminary practice and lots of practices. So that's the way. But thank you very much. Thank you. We all hope you find Buddha very soon. Thank you very much. Also,
me
trust.
too. I'm ready.
Thank you. Oh yes. Is somebody ask question or? Oh, I see. Okay.
Goli is raising her hand.
Hello, Goli. Thank you.
Hello, Khenpo.
Hello.
So I was wondering about dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we dedicate the merit of our practice, and we do it with bodhicitta, but we are still like have dualistic mind, dualistic perception.
Mm-hmm.
How can that merit still benefit beings while we have a dualistic perception?
Yes. This is it is like these beings still they have dualistic perception. So this is like someone wake up early morning, in the morning, somebody says hello, good morning, and they are happy because they like good morning, right? They like good morning. That is similarly. And then someone like some kind of food, like with little spicy, right? Spicy food. If we cook like this food, and then if we feed them, offer them, they will happy. So it also benefit for them. Similarly, actually, I said the dualistic, the dedicate through dualistic perception, it is impermanent, but this merit is also remain eons and eons. Do you know how? For example, we dedicate something for someone, and then we through this power of dedication, their body, speech, and mind change. Only our power, first our dedication power, change their body, speech, and mind. Change from where? Change from non-virtues into virtue. And then they practice, they accumulate merit, and then their life is getting better. And then they accumulate virtues, and then they dedicate for others. And then they got again good merit from their dedication. And where they dedicate, their body, speech, mind is also changed into virtue. And then they again, the power of this merit, they practice. So these were, recently we said, sometimes we dedicate for someone and they took life of like a king, and they that spiritual king, and they become spiritual king, and then they accumulate more merit, and then after they rebirth like a gods, and then they do more, something like that. So anyhow, everything's a cause of our merit, so they will remain for long time. But the thing is, impermanent means it will, if we do not practice it continuously, it's like a seed of flower. If there's one seed of flower, then this flower blossom, and then this seed that's all. Only blossom some flowers. This is the dualistic, the virtues of a dualistic perception, right? So it will benefit for whoever has these dualistic perceptions. Is clear?
Yes, that's very clear.
Thank you. Yes.
Jay?
Yes, Jay.
Put your hand up.
Yes. Jay.
Jay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Khenpo.
You're welcome.
Can we dedicate the 2 hours that we spend in Dharma talks, because I understand that accumulates merit? Can we dedicate that to Emilia's journey on the path?
Wow, that's wonderful. Absolutely. I deeply rejoice.
And her birthday too, but
absolutely.
that's secondary.
This is called put into the action. So it's wonderful. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Tojiche. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm
Okay.
wondering if we could include Emily in that also, for dedicating merit to her also for her challenges at this time.
Yeah, this is how to increase our bodhicitta and compassion and merit. So this is a wonderful. Thank you very much. It's really virtuous group. I deeply rejoice all of your power of compassion, bodhicitta, merit, and everything of virtues. Thank you. Okay, next. It's who's Spurpro. Is that so? Or G
SPR Productions, DFW's iPhone?
or GJ, right? JJ, or anyone.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh, yes, please. Anyone who has. Oh, yes, Rachel? Yes.
Okay, I got a question about, it's in Calling the Guru from Afar.
Mhm.
It says in here, the Lord of Death's hideous thugs club and beat me. Is it really talking about Lords of Death, or is it talking about psychological aggregates?
Oh, Lord
What are
of
we
Death.
talking about here?
Lord of Death is who is Lord of Death, right?
Yeah,
Yes, Lord of
Lords
Death.
of Death.
Lord of Death is actually there are two ways we have to talk about that. Lord of Death, who really comes with us, is impermanence. Impermanence. We call it Lord of Death
Oh, okay.
because it helps us to practice Dharma. The
Are you
result
talking
of
about psychological death?
psychological. I think it is related to psychological because, for example, sometimes we feel very depressed, right? And then we think, oh, this is impermanent. So through this way, we can change this mind. But then the Lord of Death, in the other hand, is who is the reincarnation eminence, or what is called is anyhow, who is wrathful of the Manjushri. Emanation, probably emanation of Manjushri, peaceful Manjushri, because it's in this world there are, if we don't know we have a next life. In the next life there is some hell realms, and someone punished. If we know that, then we do very well practice. It's like we are driving car, we say, oh, there's police, that's where we be careful, right? So that's where it's safe our life, and it's safe others life. When we drive car, it's police, right? Police. Yeah, if we don't care about that, if there was no police, then we drive unlimitedly. They don't care the traffic light or whatever, so then it's possible sometimes it cause harm ourselves, sometimes it's the harm for others. That's where similarly Manjushri, who was emanation, who was being Lord of Death, and then who know that Manjushri is our paramodal wisdom, and then our wisdom knows the Lord of Death is in the hell realm. So in the relative truth, that's true. It's like a dream. We appears, and then we will experience, if we have lots of non-virtue, then we see Lord of Death, and he's a servant, right? Servants, and then we experience this feeling of hell realms. If we have
you say lots of death, or death of what?
Lord of Death.
So I don't know, but you said we experience lots of death. So
what
do we experience?
Lots of
like
sufferings.
Death of what?
For example, the too much heat and too much cold, and then they have lots of weapons, and they cut piece of our flesh, and then sometimes they put in the very darkness house, and then on the floor of this house is like a meteor things in the fire, like this it burns, but we cannot die, something like there's lots of kind of this. So until we liberated from dualistic thinking, then the hell is exist.
I got it. I understand. I know what you're talking about. Thanks. Got it. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, Eleanor.
I was wondering if you could say a few words about commitment, because that question that you asked last time, not last time, I think it was the week before, about, if a clairvoyant came along and said, if you gave up everything that you own, you would become a Buddha next week. And it really made me stop and think about that. I'm still working on that. But when you come up against your level of trust somehow, you know what I mean, and your level of commitment, and I'm just not sure how to work with that, because it's faith and trust and commitment are all jumbled up together somehow, I think.
Commitment and trust
and faith.
And faith is like a same, right?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, mixed.
Are they all like that, the same, or I just don't know. I'm wrestling with this because I feel like I'm looking at this unknown, I don't know what it is, and I'm standing there and I'm looking, and that's just what I'm doing right now. I don't know how to explain that.
Yes.
You know how sometimes you're racing out there, and sometimes you're racing back in, and sometimes you just sit there by the side of the road and watch it go by. But this is funny. It's just like this yawning abyss, and it's not. I don't know where to go with that. It's not. I don't have an emotion with that. I don't know what to, you know what I mean? Because I could make it up, but then I get into all my own just self-destructive stuff, and I'm, it's so much easier to do the self-destructive stuff than it is to do the generation stuff. Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm becoming very aware of when I'm going to do something self-destructive, and I'm starting to be able to say, no, we're not going there. But I'm not good at the generation stuff. So anything you can say about that would be helpful.
Thank you. First, I'm clear 3 things, so I will say that, and then we go forward. Next one. So faith, trust, and commitment. These are the little different. In the Buddhism, there is a mind and mentalities. Mind and mentalities. There are 51 mentalities and one mind. One mind is like a king. Others mentalities are there like ministers and something like that. So there are lots of explanations. The first, what is the faith? Faith means usually faith arises from aspiration. I think it's aspiration, right? Aspiration. Then faith has a little the 3 different classifications. So there are also little some faith is a little bit mixed with desire. Some faith is very much related, mixed with trust. Some faith is some means one faith is mixed with pure perception. So the faith means any. It's a. If we conclude that, then faith is trust. So trust and faith are what are these different? Is it's depending object. If you are trust your guru and three jewels and Buddha, we call this trust is spiritual trust. Spiritual trust. And you trust with friends, for example, the friend who is like a sangha, still your trust is we have to examine which way you are trust to your friends. For example, you trust your friend because your friend has bodhicitta. Then this is also a virtue. This is a faith. But you think, oh, my friend is really the kind of how to say, is very rich. If you think my friend is very rich, you trust there. This is not a virtue. This is not a faith. But this is just we call trust. That means this is in the mundane activities, not dharma activities. But you trust your friend because you think your friend has compassion, bodhicitta, or some good things, and then that is we call, still we can call it a faith. And then commitment is the most of commitment is depending with your gurus and some your object. Your commitment is you say, oh, since from today I will become Buddhist. So this is we don't call trust and faith. Even you commitment this with your guru or some Buddhas, we call it commitment. We call it your vow. Vow, right? Your vow. So then also you say, okay, since from today I will not eat meat. This is your commitment. You made this commitment in front of your guru or your tankas or something. Then this is we call your vow. We don't call it your faith. But this vow or this commitment possible comes from your faith. That's why we say faith is also foundation or fundamental of all the good things. Is clear?
It helps.
Oh, thank
That
you.
helps. Thank you.
Thank you. And then rest of this, you said, can you make clear or?
Oh, I'm up past my bedtime here.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
Oh yeah, Goli may help us maybe.
I can't
Maybe.
remember.
She was asking about why it's so difficult to do generation things. I think maybe
Oh,
she
yeah,
meant
yeah.
generating bodhicitta, generating like a good mind. And it's
Oh, yeah.
easy to do the things that are like habitually destructive, like go in the wrong direction. So it's easy to do those things, and then it's hard to generate a good mind.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So
Yeah,
yes, it's the first time it's quite hard to generate compassion, the bodhicitta, then you arise. You arise this feeling. You feel by yourself. Because if you focus on object, it's quite hard to generate your compassion. For example, we say mother sentient beings, it's quite hard to generate your compassion. And someone suffering and you focus there still, it's quite hard to generate your compassion, bodhicitta. Then first you arise and think, and especially think more about these qualities of this bodhicitta and compassion, so on. Then you notice the qualities, and then they help you to generate them. Clear? Are you clear?
Yeah, but it's so much easier to be self-destructive than it is to be.
I give you an example.
Qualities.
Yes, I totally agree. It's first, it's a hard, not easy. Anything is not easy, but but then slowly understand the qualities. It's same like for me. I'm quite hard to learn the English because English is my second language, even though quite hard. But right now a little bit understand the kindness of wonderful teachers, and then and wonderful helpers. So then now I comes enthusiasm to read English. I read, and so this is because I see the qualities of English. For example, if I can use this language, then I can benefit a lot of people. I think what I know Dharma, I can share clearly, purely. If I can't speak in English well, and then it's like what is called deaf, willing to say something, but it not goes through my tongue and lips. A mute. So that's where if you see these qualities, and then it's a enthusiasm arise, and then diligence arise. So that's where the more focus on the bodhicitta and compassion's qualities, then it will arise.
I see. It's just the level of, like the 37 Bodhisattva practices. There's a book that I read that was incredible about that, and it just seems so overwhelming sometimes. It's like I'm sitting here thinking, do I really love humanity this much? And right now I have to say no, I don't. And I feel like it's a lie when I'm going, all mother sentient beings, and I'm not there.
Wow. Yes.
I'm not. I don't know what to do with that.
This is a very good. When you eat rice in one bowl, you eat rice in the bowl, so you don't want to think each and every single rice, right? You just notice one rice of bowl. Same like that. When you think of mother sentient beings, that means living beings who need happiness, who don't need suffering. We call them mother sentient beings. The reason we call them mother sentient beings is in the Dharma way, sometimes we say they are all being our mother in the previous lives. If we cannot imagine that, right now, without mother sentient beings, we cannot liberate. Without us, Shakyamuni Buddha, he cannot become Buddha. So we are so grateful, Mother Thinking beings, for liberating ourselves, because they help us to erase compassion. When we see these beings are suffering, and then almost spontaneously it's increase compassion and bodhicitta, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true.
So when we go on the path, if there was one rock broke at the leg, suddenly we say, oh, that means this broken leg leads our compassion. So that's where we arise our compassion. And then we think like that, the many ways. So that's where they are more, we are so grateful for them, because they are cause of our enlightening mind. That's why we call them mother. Something like that.
All right. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's so wonderful. Okay. Now our time is already flew. Time flew. But it's really, I deeply rejoice, and so sweet spiritual group, and a wonderful spiritual group, and thank you so much, and I deeply, deeply rejoice. And now we will dedicate our virtues through this dedication. Arise bodhicitta, okay? Chancho senjo rinpo je ma je ba nan ji jor je ba nyan bar me bar ya gong ne gong de pe war jo.
May bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
Thank you so much. Now I know
Thank
all
you.
of your names.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dojiche, Dojiche.
Dojiche. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khenpo.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Khenpo.
Thank you. Have a wonderful Dharma practice time.
Thank you.
I'm so happy with you guys, really. Thank you.
Billy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Billy.
Oh,